Check this out. Hugh Hefner's widow is speaking out about her Playboy years and why she feels more authentic and vulnerable now than ever. In fact, she admitted that she has removed everything fake from her body and deleted her old photos, which has helped her feel like she belongs more to herself. So I want to know, how do you guys feel about Crystal Hefner removing everything fake from her body and really being her real self?
I think
Bravo.
Crystal we all remember Hugh Hefner. He had a type. You know what I mean? It's like he liked the big boobs, the blonde hair. And so I think Crystal did what she needed to do. Now that he is gone and she got a little money, she's like, woo, let me be myself. And she is taking it, because that stuff kind of, it weighs you down. So I think that now she's becoming her own person. And, good for her. Yes, Crystal, go on, be yourself. I love it.
I do too. I think she said she was living for other people and now she feels like she's living for herself. Like you said, Lonnie, Hugh Hefner had a type and all the girls looked alike. And it's nice. Even Holly Madison recently said that when she cut her hair short, Hugh Hefner had a problem with it and told her that, she didn't look good and all that. So there definitely, I'm sure, is a freedom for her to be herself. And I'm all for women feeling, how they want to feel.
I think that's the key. I think that is exactly the key. It's feeling how you want to feel, because there are some women that have breast implants and feel phenomenal. And then there are others that are like, I want these taken out. It would make me feel better. So I think the key here is her feeling her best version of herself. And if she felt like, her fake breast had some sort of attachment to him and what he wanted from her versus who she loved, the things that she loved about herself naturally, then I think it's amazing that she's doing that.
And I also want to state that in 2016, Crystal underwent surgery to have the breast implants removed because she stated previously in social media posts that it was slowly poisoning her and causing debilitating illnesses, which included intolerance to food, beverages, unexplained back pain, constant neck and shoulder dysfunction. It was a lot of stuff. And as I said before, upon Hugh Hefner's passing, Crystal was entitled to a $7 million payout and a $5 million home in Hollywood Hills. But, I want to say something, because you need to find the right type of doctor. I had a friend named April who was a hairdresser, and April really she lost a lot of weight, and she really wanted to have a butt. And this is like early on, Garcelle. This is like before, the surgeries and stuff.
Before BBLs and
before
these proper
all of that.
versions.
This is like way back when. And she had a customer that, told her, hey, I can give you a butt. And so she went to a hotel room and she let her inject her. And she didn't know what she was injecting her with. And it ended up being a Fix-A-Flat. And my friend, I had lost touch of April. And I remember it was like maybe 10 years ago when I opened up an Essence magazine and I saw my friend April, and her limbs were off. It was cut off because the Fix-A-Flat poisoned her body. So I say this to women: be very careful when you're dealing with these implants. Go to a reputable doctor. Go to somebody that actually knows what they're doing. Don't go to hotel rooms and all this other kind of stuff. Make sure you see their degrees, because it could cost you your life. April, a couple of years ago, she lived her life. She became a motivational speaker, but then she ended up contracting COVID and she passed. But probably she would not have passed if she hadn't had those infections and that poison in her. So just be careful, ladies.
This is
be
so
careful
true.
And look
so
your body.
true.
Look what God gave you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I always say, like, when I was younger and I got breast implants at 19, I wish I just would have listened to my mother and become, my mom told me at the time, she's like, hey, you say that now, like, oh, you want big boobs or you want to look a certain way. I was very thin at the time. And she was like, you're going to grow into your body and you're still so young that your breasts are going to continue to grow. And I ended up having them removed and ended up putting in much smaller implants at the time, because they said that I would have been technically I would have been deformed at that point because the skin had gotten stretched out. And now, guys, what is the main thing I'm doing on the show consistently? Adjusting my bra, being like, my breasts are hanging, people. I wish that I simply just would have listened to older. I hope there's a young girl maybe watching this who's contemplating doing this. And I promise it to you, you will look back years later, and almost everybody that I've ever met that has done some sort of surgery to themselves, whether it's their breasts or their butt, they tend to always say, I wish I wouldn't have done it.
We got to learn to appreciate our bodies. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.